We will be sending an act to represent Melbourne and the Melbourne Blues Appreciation Society at the International Blues Challenge next January. Without any further ado, I'd like to announce the winner of the 2017 MBAS Blues Challenge, Kelly Auty Band.
Leaving Melbourne was really exciting, and we'd been working ourselves into a frenzy getting ready for the trip because everything happened so quickly. We'd finished recording the album, we had been crossing the T's and dotting the I's, and getting on the plane was actually a massive relief. It was really good to be on our way.
Very surprising night weather-wise because there was a whole lot of snow, and I think it was very lucky that our flight actually landed because we could have been snowed out. But anyway, we made it, and there was a lot of snow out there, and the taxi driver was driving very slowly.
We all caught up at the apartment, ran through what we were going to do.
Oh, it is. You just need a necklace tonight.
Did you say girl necklace?
That's gorgeous.
Your neck's out.
I thought it might be. That's why I gave it the day of being tuned up.
And what would put it out? Just the weather?
Just the weather. It's got cold. So.
Which one are you doing?
The last chorus.
The last one?
No. Do this one first.
Yeah, they're the last choruses.
The second last chorus.
Yeah, they're the same.
We're doing
exactly the same.
So
okay, but we're going to do that one because that's the next one.
You've always done that one. Socks and boots and all my costume over the top and everything, and I have to go to the venue and take it all off except for the costume. All right, I'll keep the costume on, but we're going to be live screaming any minute now.
Live screaming.
I'm a bit excited.
Oh, sorry,
yeah, Max, thank you for that. Because he does good screams. I'm very excited. Ooh la la.
Ended.
Well done.
Hope we don't get police running into this.
Hey?
Hope we don't get police running into this apartment now.
We'll be right.
Domestic disturbance.
Ringo, always bloody Ringo. I love it.
I like these quick posts. They're good.
So we've done baby shows, we had it. What would be good after that? We could do a slow version of Gin House.
Do I'd rather go blind.
Next.
Yeah, nice hair, Nick.
Post.
Nice screaming, Max.
Yeah, well done, Max.
What would I do without your screaming?
Shit out of me. Well done.
Sorry.
Just in case you didn't get that, all right?
It was just off the cuff.
Off the cuff, yes.
Off the cuff is awesome. That's what people want.
Fortunately, our accommodation was really close to Beale Street, so we could come and go as we pleased. We could walk there, walk back, through the snow and the sleet. It was freezing.
Our first night out was for the showcase, and we got to Jerry Lee's where we were on, which is Jerry Lee Lewis Cafe and Honky Tonk is the full title. And we walked in there, and actually we just caught the end of Bill Barber's set, and I've never actually heard him play properly. I've heard him play with a band, but not solo.
From the age of 11, I had hands on my back.
Bill does an a cappella song which is very deep. He feels it very deeply, and it's about his childhood really, and some of the pain that he suffered as a child. But he because he performs it a cappella, it has an extra power about it, and he really is exposing his soul, so I think it's very courageous.
And I'll never go back. I can hear the rain.
Walked in, there was Billy doing his last number a cappella, and yeah, pretty good voice. It really surprised me how good he was, and yeah, it was like a very harrowing song that he was singing, and obviously about himself, which yeah, was quite moving.
I'll stay strong forever. Thank you, everybody.
So we got up and did our showcase, just ran through a few songs just to get the cobwebs out.
Black dog on my shoulder, angel over my head. One day life's worth living, next I'm better off dead. And Max Maynard goes, my name's Kelly. Thank you, bless you all.
Wednesday night was our first quarterfinal, and that was really exciting. And we had our postcards, we had the album, we had our business cards, and we were ready for anything that might come our way, anything that could happen.
It's all one street, and there's bars and venues all the way along the street, and each venue has 8 bands, so the heats take over 2 nights, Wednesday and Thursday, and you get to play twice, which is fair because if you have problems the first night, you get an opportunity to make it up on the second night.
So you had all the different blues societies, so people that come across from all dotted all around the globe, so they'd have the winners from each.
Tin Roof, how ironic that the serendipity of the fact that we'd written a song called Hot Tin Roof, and there we are playing at the Tin Roof.
Like a cat on a hot tin roof, like a dog howling at the moon. Away with train, tearing up the track.
You know, it's pretty much a big open barn with a huge bar in the middle and some booths on the side. But acoustically it worked fine.
You are everything you touch. There's the sky like a snake.
Yeah, it's a great venue. It's in a corner, so I was a bit worried about it being in a corner because of you get sort of weird frequencies bouncing back from both sides. But it was fairly good. And
there were so many bands on that had much larger than what we were, and they had guitars and brass sections and everything. We were just piano, bass, and drums, and 4 vocalists, and I think Jim, the sound guy, breathed a sigh of relief that he didn't have to do much in between the changeover.
Melbourne Blues Appreciation, Kelly Auty Band.
She's
We did okay. Wasn't one of our better performances. I think we were still getting over the jet lag and that. The brains were all over the shop. And what a lot of talent there was on that stage that night.
After our set, we watched all the other bands and they were great. They were all great without exception. Really interesting, different variety of stuff.
Oh darling, oh darling.
Thursday was the second quarter-final and we played at the Tin Roof again, and it was fantastic to play at the same venue because we sort of got used to it a bit and we were all more relaxed, which is a lot of fun. It was a good room.
No.
It was a late night.
Oh yeah, you probably take 17 or something like that.
I felt better. Everyone felt better. We had equipment was fixed, and everyone was a bit more relaxed. We took out songs. We took out songs we weren't very comfortable with.
So great. There was nothing.
So great.
You had nothing.
G'day Beale Street, how you doing? It's great to be here. We come in from Melbourne, Australia to visit with you. This is a song called Won't Miss You. Don't mistreat me, don't need the pain. Don't mistreat me, don't need that again. Now going down that lonesome road you've been there before, out in the cold. And I can't like the time, and you know I won't miss you. I won't miss you. I can't take your attitude. I can't take your attitude. I'm dead if I waste my time. Now before even silence behind. I can't like the time, and you know I won't miss you.
We were on fire that night. We were switched on that night. I think we'd sort of like, we decided, okay, we're just going to pull out the stops this time. We had nothing to lose anyway. And it was a lot more vibey. I think we were a lot more settled. It helped playing in the same place.
Driving on the way to a show, I heard a woman singing on the radio. Then she spoke of how she'd been taken back. Someone once told her she was on the road.
Hi, my name's Kelly Auty Band. I'm from Melbourne, Australia, and I'm at the International Blues Challenge in Memphis. The blues is, I mean, obviously it's an emotional thing, but for me it's great fun, and I just love playing with people. And it's just absolutely honoured to be here in Memphis. It's the home of the blues, and it's amazing.
So after that, we finished about 10:30, and after that we were just sort of outside. We were right next to Jerry Lee's.
The few times that I've traveled, to Europe and like that, they can argue about American politics and American bullshit, but you know what? They love American music. They love American blues. They love American country. They love American jazz, and we own that. That is us.
That's yours.
That defines us more than any of the other baloney that people talk about.
That's right.
That is our culture. That is what we bring to the world.
That's right.
That synergy, and I think that we celebrate that here.
Yeah.
I really mean that. I really mean that.
Well, we got the blues from you guys.
What?
It came over the ocean to us.
And I
then
think
we bring
that's
it back.
awesome.
Yeah, we love it.
And I was just standing there and someone came out and said, "Hey, Boris, they're looking for a keyboard player for the jam." So I raced in, and there was a band called Bush League, and I played with them for about 4 songs. Just so great. Royce, the bass player, is such a nice guy, and he would tell me the chords and the basic structure of what was coming up, and it was really, really good fun.
a lot of jams going on up and down Beale Street, musicians going in and out of venues or meeting up with people, making new friends, playing together, and it was really fun. It was a level playing field. We were all just enjoying each other's company, and everyone was there ultimately for the music, which is great.
Underlying all this, of course, was that we were waiting to see if we got into the semi-finals.
The chicken is good. Good chicken. I don't learn to cook this chicken.
And it just so happened that Brian, who was the MC, came in.
Oh, man.
And he came in before us and he said, how you got? And he goes, you're through. I'm like, oh my God. And he was so rapt.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. It was a huge relief. We had worked really hard and we felt that we deserved to get through to the semis. And our sound was really quite different from a lot of the other bands. We had piano, bass, drums, and lots of vocals. And there were 12-piece bands and 3-piece bands. So there was one of everything, really. It felt really good that we'd achieved getting into the semis. It was so rewarding. And the guys played with such passion. And we were really proud to present our original Australian blues.
It's a great pleasure to be here on Beale Street with you.
So we started playing and it was great. It was an absolute hoot, knowing that well, at least we've made it to the semi-finals. It was great.
I think the tempo's got a bit faster after that.
Lanskis. Where else? And I'm putting on a really nice shirt. And I'll wear this a lot. And look what's on the back. Yeah. You know, they do make things for drummers sometimes.
Nick at Night. What's going on?
Hey, you got the Elvis vest.
Yeah. You see him?
Looks good. It's good. It's really toned down nice.
Now, what about the belt? I
think
I'm going to get a belt here too. Look at these. Oh my God, look at that. Fantastic.
These guys are from the land down under. You know where that is, Ethan?
This one's too small. This is the
Australia.
This one's too small.
Ask him what city he's from in Australia.
Yeah. Ask me what city I'm from.
What city are you from?
I am from Melbourne, Australia.
They got a lot of shorts there.
Yeah. You know, not just in the water either.
I bought a few, a vest and a shirt and a cap. And had a coffee and relaxed, and good distraction from the main game, I guess.
Blues started as an American art form, but having it reach as far as Australia is just a testament to how powerful it really is. Being able to see people that I'd heard on record and on YouTube and things, and see them play to 50 to 100 people, they were really just doing it for the love of it. And I could really see that in them. I always looked at them on stage and I was thought, wow, how amazing would it be to be there in front of those 30, 50, 100 people if we're super lucky. I think as a result of that, I play the exact same show if there's 5 people in the audience or there's 150 people in the audience. All right, I'm gonna do this thing. This is a tune I wrote a couple of years ago. When I was I was just on the cusp of trying to straighten myself out, I guess. I was getting involved in some pretty bad stuff. And I was ready to pull myself out of it, and this is the first thing I wrote. Blues isn't just about being sad, it's about, it's medicine.
Woke up this morning, and what I thought was a nail getting right through the back of my head. My head was hanging, my arms were dragging my feet. I swear to God they were made of lead. But none of that hurt as much as seeing that note folded up right beside my bed. The writing was a little hard to read, but it wasn't hard to comprehend. Said I still got faith in what you do. Said I still got faith in what I see. Said I still got faith in who you are. But please, don't let it be the death of me.
I have a lot of trouble conveying how I feel to people when I speak to them a lot of the time. But with blues, there's no innuendo, there's no hidden meaning. They just say exactly what they mean and they're straight to the point and you know exactly how they feel.
Please, don't let it be the death of me.
Friday was the semi-finals.
The semi-finals was at this great venue called Rum Boogie where I'd had a drink on the first night. And it's a really narrow stage, actually. It's a long, rectangular but quite narrow stage.
So I didn't have much room to move, but still managed to get into the audience, which was good.
Thank you, Memphis. Thank you, IBC. Until the sun breaks through.
After you'd finished your heat, everyone wanted to know when the announcement was going to be made. They have to add up all the scores and then multiply them. And I think they had to recount them and recount them and recount them. So we spent a lot of time trying to distract ourselves.
So check out Rum Boogie, that's where we played tonight. We had our set there for the semi-finals. And that room is so cool. It's got an amazing upstairs area. It's really cool. And it was packed it was jam-packed.
And it's got a very narrow, long, rectangular stage.
Yeah, that was different.
Okay. And that was very different.
That was very different. For you and me, Max, for our dancing act.
Yeah, well, as soon as I followed you and I went, oh no, we can't do this. There's no room here.
Does absinthe make you depressed? It makes you into a poet, doesn't it?
No, absinthe makes the heart grow fonder, Borry.
Very fun.
Oh yeah, ha ha ha.
After our heat, we just went for a walk down Beale Street and it was like all the people we'd met were there that night and they were all just coming up and talking to us, including Fuzzy Jeffries and lots of other people who'd seen us play who were just wanted to come up and meet us and shake our hands.
Hey, Fuzzy.
How'd y'all show tonight?
Hey, Brian. Oh, hello. We went great. It was really good. It was really good. You want to talk on our movie?
Oh man, I don't have much to say except these guys are absolutely phenomenal.
Please come to Memphis anytime, anytime. You are welcome here. Blow everybody's mind, always.
Oh, fantastic.
People were stopping us on Beale Street when we walked up and down Beale Street, and they were saying, "Hey, you're the Auty Band. We love you. You guys are great." And that felt really good. We were all sharing experiences and meeting new friends. It was pretty special. It was pretty special. Everyone was very down to earth, I would say.
I love you guys.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I was so excited when I seen you on the list.
Oh, really?
Everyone say
We'd already done a few shows, so people started saying hello like we'd known them for all our lives. Come up and start talking to them like they were best of our friends, and people were so warm and generous and friendly.
This is cool. This is where it all happens in this city, isn't it? This is it.
It's good. There's a lot of people here tonight. It's not as cold.
Yeah.
I went in there and I bought my Lucky Rabbit's foot.
Did you?
In there.
What colour?
In tater reds. Purple.
Don't mistreat me. Don't need the pain. Don't mistreat me. Don't need that again.
That's where we went. Nick and I went there the other night, and I got the King's recipe for pork. Yeah, for pork ribs.
You bought the book? No, I bought just the recipe.
Oh, really? We're going to borrow
this.
Yeah. We're going to borrow this for dinner.
Just the recipe.
We're going to borrow this for dinner on the way home.
Yeah, we're going to have Elvis's ribs.
I don't think they'll actually be his ribs.
It was interesting when people were coming up and just having a chat and just saying how much they enjoyed it and couldn't believe that we were from Australia and travelled all the way over here. And then we said, oh, there's bands from Israel, there's blues bands from Israel and Germany and stuff like that, and England. So everybody came from everywhere, Irish bands. So it was well represented. It was great.
Every couple of metres there was someone we knew or someone we'd played with or someone who'd seen us. People from Australia, Gary and Bill and Charlie, and there they were. I mean, serendipity.
How you doing? All right? How are you? I'm awesome too. We're both awesome. Yeah.
My name is Royce.
Kelly.
Kelly.
How you doing?
Pleasure meeting you.
You too. You have fun playing?
Yes, that's all we do. We're not in a competition this year.
Okay.
So we're just having fun.
Yay! Yeah! Good on ya.
How are you? Great, man. How are you? Good. Good.
This has been the best thing about this is meeting people like you.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's fucking fantastic.
I'm so glad y'all are here.
Yeah, it's all about the music. So you're going in for a play?
Yeah, bumping into people. I bumped into Royce again, and Patrick and so really good. I think lifelong connections there. You know, fellow bass players, but we connected on so many things, you know.
And I remember seeing on one of the Stax documentaries, you know, like, and they said it again tonight, the worst thing that could possibly happen, like Martin Luther King being, and it all just went to shit. And all of a sudden there was a divide, and it was like, that was so sad. It's such a shame that the musos, it just didn't survive on that. And there's some great music. I know.
It's a great place, but it sucks too.
But that's the sad part.
Yeah.
This isn't. You know, this is the great part.
Yeah.
So, Royce, love you, bro. Great. Hopefully we'll catch up with you real soon.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
we will.
We'll definitely keep in touch no matter what.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We will.
We met lots of interesting people, and clearly everyone was there for the music, which is the thing that we all had in common. And the fans that were there were serious blues fans. They were there for the music, and they loved it. And they weren't backwards in telling everyone how how much they enjoyed the music.
For that little walk, we really felt like really at home in Beale Street.
I don't think the announcement was till about 3 in the morning. And I saw it on the phone. Everyone had gone to bed and I sort of saw it and went, okay.
Next morning the news was in. We hadn't made it into the finals, but all of the bands who did really deserved it. They were all top notch and they really had worked for it. So we'd made it into the semis and that was a good thing. The finals were happening at the refurbished Orpheum Theatre. What an incredible theatre that is.
I would have loved to have got into the finals just for that extra, just because I love playing and I'd love to have played and I'd love to, because they said that, someone told me that during the finals, all the musos were backstage jamming and they had to close all the doors backstage. So the whole jam was just keeping on going. And so I would have loved to have been involved in that, just purely for the atmosphere and more of that connection with the festival atmosphere of the whole thing.
We could all go along and watch some of the acts, and then between each act, people would come out of the theatre and all mill about in the foyer and chat amongst each other. So you got to meet people who you might not have met during the course of the week because there were so many people there, you couldn't meet everyone. And that was a really good way to just make some connections and swap business cards and CDs once again. It was pretty special. What a great theatre. I'd love to play there.
I went down pretty early. I wanted to see the finals because I thought if we come back next year and have another go, I'd like to just sort of see what the level of the act and the type of acts and trying to gauge what the sort of criteria and how that plays out with the judges. I was scoring the acts, and both the acts that I scored a 9, they were the 2 winners, and because I wasn't able to see the whole of all the finalists.
Some of us went on the Sunday to the iconic Sun Studio where Sam Phillips and Marian Kaiser had achieved such great musical success. It's where Elvis Presley got his start and many other great famous artists also recorded. There's a beautifully appointed museum upstairs and we learned about the history of Sun Studio. It was incredible.
The one thing between the Stax and the Sun that was in common was that the women were very much involved and unheralded in the success of both those labels and all the prodigies that came through. Women have got more of a role with the blues industry and the recording industry, particularly in Memphis. They're the ones that set up. Estelle Axton remortgaged her house in order to get Stax to happening. So this woman's discovered Elvis, so she's just forgotten in the history. I didn't even know she existed.
Yeah, but she's the biggest picture on this wall.
Yeah, but she was the one that's not...
I knew about her.
And it just goes to show you that, like on the women's sort of thing...
Yeah, who gets the accolades. Well, the museum's fascinating, and we had a very personable young tour guide called Daniel, and he said at the end of the tour that people were still going to Sun Studios and recording, and that if we wanted to do so, we should look them up. So we did immediately. At the end of it, when Daniel said if anybody would be interested in recording there, it'd be great. So Cal never short of seeing an opportunity or going for it, immediately followed Daniel out of the place and asked if there was an availability to record there that night because we were leaving the next day. We can come and maybe do a recording session here tonight.
Tonight?
Yeah, I got my
I've got to check and make sure the head engineer is available. So I can talk to him when...
Yes, please. Yeah, yes, please. We can do that. Okay. Or we'll do something on our own and then get Billy in and Charlie. Where's Charlie?
That's the original song.
Okay. Let's do it. I said I'd love to bring in the band to record something, and also that Bill Barber and Charlie Bedford, the young Australian fellas who'd come over to Memphis, would probably also really appreciate it. Bill had got into the semi-finals as we had, but he hadn't got into the finals. So I thought, well, this will be a really nice adventure, and where one door closes, another opens wide. So we just walked through that door and we went in to record at Sun Studio.
So I'll make sure, I'll talk to him, and if y'all have already left before I can confirm anything, I'll call to make sure that you know what's up. But usually we get started around 6:30. I got to see if he has anything else. As far as I know, tonight's open. I'll have to talk to him and make sure. So.
Just have to think what we're recording. Yeah.
If we do this, I've got a friend of mine, Dave Cosma. He's got doing the Sun show in Melbourne.
Yeah.
And it's been approved by the Fat Phillips family. It's been endorsed by them.
Yeah.
And he's been doing it for about 2 years.
Are you talking about $1 Million Quartet? Is that
no. It's just
something
called
different?
Rising Sun.
Similar,
that's cool.
similar though, wasn't it?
He just talks like
$250,000. Wasn't he doing with the 4 acts?
No, he just does all those songs that you mentioned.
Okay.
He has a great little band, and he does the talking. He has all the photos up, and
very nice.
And he's been.
Thank y'all. Thanks for coming through.
So he's going to kill me.
Yeah,
He's going to be so jealous.
He's going to kill me.
Don't touch Nick. Don't touch him. Don't hurt him. Don't
He's
hurt
going to kill me.
Nick. We'll all stand in front of you like this.
Before he does, he's going to kill us. Kill me.
Yeah. Kill me, see if I care. Yeah. Thank you so much. That was really beautifully delivered.
Well, thank you so much. I greatly appreciate it.
It's really great. And I love how you do the music and you sing along, your eyes closed, you're all singing along. Yeah, Daniel's into it.
Thank you so much, y'all. I really appreciate it.
So you're a musician too, obviously.
I do play, yes.
Yeah.
We've been working on my record up here over the last 6 months or so. Just together. Yeah.
How cool.
That's a lot of fun, yeah.
After we finished the tour, Daniel came back and said yes, the engineer could come in at 7 o'clock, and if we were there at 7, we could come and record some tunes. So that was a thrill. That's exactly what we did. It was really exciting.
And Charlie and everybody was there. Daniel set up all the mics, Ples was behind the console.
I think that it was like the buzz had gone out, and then Bill was asked to come along, Bill and Charlie, and then guys from other bands started. The drummer Tom turned up and said, "Oh, is it all right if we sit in and just watch?" I said, "Oh, it's all right with me. It's all right with the guys. I know you guys would love to just to be here, have a look at the stuff."
On my own with me, little baby.
The ceiling's got this beautiful shape to it, and the bass sounds beautiful in there, and the kick drum sounds great in there, and the bottom end sounds great. It's a very warm sort of room.
extra. Yeah, that's good.
And then on the low setting, the slower songs, Sam would run the low speed on the tape machines, and that's double, 2.66 or 260.
Wow, that's good.
So
As long as you know that.
I'll pipe out the delay, and then I'll also just give myself vocal verb, guitar verb, and a little snare delay, just so I don't have to turn on the tape machines. Because they add so much complication to everything. I generally try to get rid of these. Yeah, you can go ahead.
It was like a party. It was fantastic. I understand when Daniel mentioned the camaraderie or just the mateship, or come over to Sun Studios just to hang out, just have some, like going to your friend's house and just hanging out. And where it is, it's sort of like you're in a suburb, and it is like that. It's like just along the corner. Houses around there, the Domino's across the road, a little seat out the front where you can just sit and wait for your friends to come along, hang out. And the music was like, oh, I got this little song, and you can tell by the pictures and that it was about friends. It wasn't, the music was there, but it was separate.
Yeah, here, look, watch this.
Well, Max is in there.
Siri, can you make the bathroom lights turn green? No, it's called the love room, Siri. Siri, make the love room lights change to green color. She said green coming right up.
He says Siri, change the love room.
Yeah.
Green. The love room.
I don't want to know what happens in there.
Look at that thing.
Bill and Brad asked me if I'd play bass with them on the session, and which I was very honoured about again, and said, sure.
My destination, but home ain't home at all.
Okay. It stays on the one until I start singing again. So the turnaround is kind of like the chorus. Yeah.
Okay, so Josh can't do the C
the end of each verse. Just
oh, right, yeah.
I'm about to come inside my head into my mirror's call.
It's a little easier for everything. Yeah. It's just the aux input, and on every single one of them, I'll be piping to the same bus. Just basically, it's like so you can hear what it sounds like.
Nick had begun writing a song that day because we talked about the possibility of if we were going to go to Sun Studio and record, wouldn't it be great to do something original about our experience in Memphis? So Nick told me his idea, and we jammed out the lyrics and chords, and they say it don't snow hard in Memphis, but then it came on down, was born. So while Bill and Max and Bradley were recording, I worked on the lyric with Nick and Anthony. I think writing an original song and recording it in Memphis about our experience in Memphis, for me, was such a highlight of the whole journey. It was absolutely thrilling to stand where Elvis stood, to sing in that studio with those great people. They really were very, very nice people, very professional and generous. It was great. It was a thrill.
1, 2, pop.
much on the fly, and I was sort of cueing people from the piano as to what, you know, when the solos were happening, when Kelly had to sing.
Sunday morning, we went to Al Green's church, and that was really an astonishing experience. The church is in a down-home kind of neighbourhood, and the congregation, they were dressed to the nines. It was like, yeah, your Sunday best. This was literally the best of the Sunday best. Some of those ladies were just, they just looked incredible in their beautiful frocks with their hair all done up. And they really had made an effort to go to church dressed beautiful.
I was brought up Catholic. So to me, church has a bit of a somber, serious sort of tone to it. But this was like nothing, this was like a party. At one point, Al Green mentioned there was a baby crying and said, what's that baby crying there? You know, a baby crying. What's happened to that baby? What's he want to do? What's he want to do? She said, he wants to crawl under the... well, let him crawl under the thing. If he comes out here, I'll say hello to him. and if he crawls outside, you just make sure you don't have the keys in the car. And everyone's laughing.
Boy, the band was absolutely incredible. And for all I'd seen that week, I think that was the highlight musically.
Going to Al Green's church gave us just a little bit of breathing space just to stop, take stock, and be in a peaceful place. And I don't know, just take on board the incredible adventure that we just had, because it was all very fast and furious. It was intense, but it was great.
Nobody knows you when you're down and out. I recall when I first heard you sing, my mind rolls back to your blue heart, your voice ringing out through 100 years. No one can take that away from you. The battles you fought and the love you knew, I can only guess at the price you paid. A woman lay too soon in her grave. You're still singing around the whole wide world. The records you made turn, 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 turn. Fighting for equality can wear a gal down. Traveling the roads in a minstrel caravan. I'm so glad to walk in the footsteps you led. Don't be downhearted, my lady, 'cause we love you still. In your pictures, you're smiling at heaven. Sing it, sister, sing it for me. Sing it once again. And before I a slave, I'll be buried in my grave and go home to my Lord and be free.
Civil Rights Museum, Memphis. Get here, have a look. Have a good cry and think about it. Yeah. Thanks, guys.